Hello again, back with some mostly dry, still kind of sticky pieces. I consider putting a clear coat, but I think it's fine. I'm looking at this in person, I'm like, oh my gosh, you can see all the brush strokes. And then I look at the camera and I'm like, oh, I can't see anything, it's fine. Are they still magnetic even though what am I doing? Even though I put paint on them? Yes, they are. Great. Okay. So, it's so warm. Took a little break to exercise, let these dry, and to let it get cool in here again because I can't do anything with the AC on. It is too loud. It'll hurt your ears. So I will suffer. I guess not so silently because I'm complaining about it. Oh no, my brown. All right, gotta make my own brown. My brown dried up. Okay, so now I want to add, because right now it looks pretty flat. So I'm gonna try to add some definition into the little crevasses. Okay. I kind of want to try it somewhere where you can't really see it in case it sucks. It's a little too much brown. Keep it wet. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's like poop. Oh no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's do some of this. There we go. This is what we need. I just need like a little poopy wash. Oh, now it just looks kind of dirty. Thankfully y'all can't see any of it. I do. Let's see. One more time. Just gonna try to shove it in crevices a little. Okay, this looks better. I wanted it to look a little bit more, I guess, like antique-y. Is that a word? It should be a word. So I'm just shoving it everywhere. Ew. It looks terrible in person right now, but that's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. Okay. Wipe it off a little. Looks a little poopy, but it gives it a little bit more character for sure, which I like. I think that's important. And yeah, I wanted it to look a little bit like an antique brain. I love old things. Most. Well, maybe not all. Anyway. Okay, that's not too bad. I need a bigger paintbrush. Pardon me. Ooh. Look at this interesting brush. Huh. Never had a brush like that before. Okay. A little bit more, just shove it in there. Shove it in those crevasses and just, yeah, just go for it. I'm almost out of my brown. Gotta make some more. And how do we make brown? In this case, I am using yellow and purple. All right, let's look at the difference. Which one do you like more? A or B? Hopefully you say A, because there's no going back now. Let's make some more brown. Yeah, bring this over here for you to see real quick. Getting some purple. Get some of this purple too, why not? And some yellow. Let's make a poopy brown. Complementary colors, y'all. That paint is old. Squish it together. There we go. Fabulous. Oh, I know, I really shouldn't be mixing things with paintbrushes. Okay, I'm gonna just put a little bit. Whoa! Slow your roll, girl! Just put a little bit in here just to give it a shadow, basically. Permanent shadow. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. Next one. Let's make sure to get a little bit more water on it this time. Oh, it's a lot still. Oh, that's a different color. Add more yellow. Oh dear. Oh dear. What am I doing? It's okay. We're just gonna add more water, thin it out, and it will be fine. Ugh. It's working. Fish. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, my goodness gracious. They're totally different colors. Okay, we're gonna do this one a little bit more. There we go. I like that so much more. I'm glad I did it. As scary as it was. Okay. That's the main parts of the outside. Let's do some of the insides. Pro tip, try to do both pieces at the same time. Again, you're going to get different colors when you try to mix it again later. So as you can see, oh no, it's too much purple. As you can see, don't have too much rhyme or reason to this. I'm just shoving it in there. Making sure I get in the crevasses, but then kind of like sweep over the top. Just like that. Okay. I'm looking a little bit more realistic. But again, if you saw a real brain in real life, it's most certainly, in this state, it's most certainly going to be dead. So it's probably going to be a bit more gray in real life. Okay. Those two pieces look good. I'm going to scoot them aside and let us, oh Lord, Mama needs a massage. Let's do our temporal and occipital lobes. That's the easiest way to do this. These are two different colors. It's okay, that's what this wonderful brown wash is for. That is very pink. Whew. I'm already tired and my neck hurts. Hopefully this is all in time lapse. I want a massage. Do you get massages? Highly recommend, especially if you're one of the bajillion people who just works at their computer all day. It's important to take care of yourself. Okay. This one looks very different. What side am I looking at here? This is the right side. Still anybody out there? Still anybody out there? Any Pink Floyd fans out there? My dad was obsessed. Hi, Griffin. So hot. It's just too hot, hot, hot. And I was about to say in Texas, but no, all over the freaking world, it's too hot. I would say we're all going to hell, but hell's coming to us, baby. It's not funny, I'm sorry. No. Well, I'm gonna have to clear coat this. That'll be the last step. That's fine. All right, those are slightly different colors as well. Whoopsie daisy. Oh goodness, I can't even figure out these pieces. Got some gradations here. Let's try to fix that just a smidge. Used to happen to me a lot when I was in art class, or just don't have to be in art class, just doing art, that my colors didn't match when I'd go back later or something. So one way to kind of even them out is to make a whole new color, a little wash, and put that over the whole thing again, and that'll just kind of even out all the colors a little bit. I mean, if they're way off yet, nothing's gonna really say that, but it can help. See, like this part is a little too dark, and that's what's making it not match the other thing very well. And they're also different colors, but it's one little step right there. These are different colors as well. The bottom part is much pinker. Maybe you can't tell, but I can in real life. And so I'm going to fix that a little bit by adding more yellow. The bottom part is a bit more pinkish purplish. So I'm also going to try to fix that on the top by adding just a little, whoa, crap. By adding just a little bit of whoopsies. It's okay. Just gonna do some of this. Just whatever color you do, just do it everywhere to make sure that they all kind of match. And do it fast. Oh no. in those crevices. Oh, that is way too purple over here again. So mix in more yellow. Calm down that purple a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm okay with this. Under here. A little bit of that, a little bit of that. Right. I'm gonna get up in there. This. Oh, I did it again. Gosh. Don't mean to do it that dark. Just wanted some shadows. There we go. Sorry. Keep putting my head in there. Sometimes you gotta see what you're doing. Okay. I like that a bit more now. Come back in here. A little bit more. Now you might be thinking, why did you paint all that one tan color if you're just going to do that? You got to do the whole base layer first and then put this on, because this, what I'm doing right now, is a very thin paint. May not look like it, right, because it's doing its job, but it's very thin. It would not have covered up those little veins and stuff that they had already put on here. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Let's try to put it in such a way that it can dry. Now, I have my two temporal / occipital lobes. Sorry, let me frame up. There we go. Okay. Now, oh my lord. Let's use this. So, these areas that you cannot perceive because it's too small, this is going to be our white matter, and then we're going to have a thin layer of gray matter. So I'm going to start painting the white matter first. Then I'm going to mix with a little bit of purple, just so it's not, oh no, that's way too much. Take it back. I'm just going to do almost straight white. I don't want it to be completely white because, I don't know, complete white like that looks a little funny sometimes. Let me put this over here. I'm just mixing a little bit of that like pinky color with it. Let's see if that's light enough. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's start with one. Actually, no, I should probably keep both nearby, take turns so we don't run out of the right color of paint. These are our white matter axons. This is what carries information to different parts of the brain and also to and away from different parts of the body. So these are like the highways. Whoops. And actually I just realized it doesn't really matter if I paint the whole thing white, because I'm gonna go back in later and do and do the gray matter, possibly with a little pen, because it would be hard to do with this brush. So the majority of your brain is actually white matter. And the gray matter, the parts where you really do all the important thinking and stuff, that is in this very thin little layer way on the outside that'll be more obvious. I can paint it in a little bit here. Don't want to paint those parts. Okay. Number 2. Oh, my neck. Whew. No, I'm already almost out of paint. Of course I am. Okay, let's grab these real quick. This needs to be the same color. Please don't. Please maintain. Don't run out. Gotta make that paint stretch. Yeah. Getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. That would not be appropriate, but full disclosure, I'm not wearing pants. I was, but then I did some exercising and it's hot, so I took them off. And then I thought, y'all ain't gonna see them. You'd never know unless I share it with you as I am now. Oh, dang it. No, it's not the color. Crap. Ran out. It's not the color, it's too yellow. Get some more of that pink. Dang it. There we go, whatever. Okay. Almost there. Oh, this looks so much better than the way it came, I think. What do you all think? Okay, that aside. Back here just a little bit. Now, where are the little cerebrums? I mean, I feel like I should paint this white. Notice how I'm like mid-thought of what I think I should do, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. We can paint over it if it sucks. Wow, kind of have deja vu. The glitch in the matrix. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. At least let me be wrong both ways, both places. My neck is hurting. It is hot. What should I do? Nothing. Okay. Let's do some tiny gray matter. Let's make enough freaking paint for this. Okay, I'm gonna mix up some white and some purple. And this is gonna be my quote unquote gray. Okay. That's not enough. I know it's not enough. Make more than you need. Ooh. Ugh, this paint is awful. It's my fault. It's really old. Get these chunks out of here. Okay. We're gonna have some gradations here. Or variations. Let's see if this even looks good. It doesn't. Don't like it. We need more yellow in there. It just looks too artificial. Add a little bit of yellow to this funky purple. A little bit of this funky purple too. The Jewel of Morro Bay. It still looks a little silly. More yellow. Well, now it's not as distinguishable from the outside. I guess it needn't be. My head is in the way. My bad. Okay, let's go. Let's just go for it. We can paint over it if we need to. We'll have to go and clean up some of this. I was going for a gray, and I came up with this other color of poop brown. Just looks more cohesive. I don't know about those purple cerebellums here. You might paint over those a little bit too. Just don't want it to look fake. I mean, obviously it's fake. I just want it to look kind of real. I want it to look like a curio. I'm pretty sure this will be time-lapsed. Why am I talking? Oh, I got white on the sides. Have to go back and clean that up. It's a little tedious. Okay, this is gonna take me a hot minute, so roll that time lapse.
Sophia and Tyler stream every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's a good time.
On Taco Tuesday.
On Taco Tuesday, yeah.
Tonight.
You can watch it later
we're
today.
We're going to go tonight.
And they've done at least one episode. I think they've done two where they've played a game called GeoGuessr, or City Guesser, I guess the second time. Where basically it's like Google Maps. You get dropped into Google Maps Street View somewhere in the world, and you don't see a picture of the globe. You don't know where you are. So just by navigating through the streets, looking at street signs, markings on buses, and storefronts, you have to sort of guess where you are. You drop a pin on the map, and you see how close you were to right, how many miles away from that actual location your guess was. I think this is really interesting. People seem to enjoy it. My pitch is a YouTube show called GeoGuessr in Real Life. So
that sounds terrifying.
So you kidnap YouTubers, you blindfold them.
I like my idea better.
You get them on a private jet, and you just drop them off somewhere in the world without phones, no computers.
Oh no,
nothing, right? You just drop them in a field somewhere, and then it's a competition to see how long it takes them to figure out where in the world they are.
Who are they reporting to? There's just like AI watching them? So
yeah,
if they guess right, all of a sudden they're zapped back up or something?
Yeah, we're just being watched by satellites or something.
Okay.
It's kind of like The Amazing Race, but it's not like...
Do they get partners, or is it just one person? Like, you need someone to help you with clues.
Similar to The Amazing Race, I think there would be a lot of drama involved in, it being pairs and seeing how much they fight as they're trying to navigate a country where, they don't speak the language or they have no idea where they are and that sort of thing.
Susan, that's me as an executive.
Then why are you calling me Susan?
Sorry, I'm like, I'm Susan.
Yes, Susan?
How many cast members are there, and are they dropped in the same location at the same time?
So that's interesting. So as the showrunner, I would be willing to explore different options where maybe you do it all at once. Every week it's the same 5 pairs of YouTubers, and you drop them in the same place, and then it's a competition to see who does it first.
Yeah.
Or maybe just each week is a different pair, different part of the world that you're dropping someone.
I feel like you want to put them in the same place so you can, have a little bit more excitement. There's more camaraderie or rivalry between.
Well, it should be rival. You don't want them working together, right? They should
Unless
be
they're
sabotaging each other.
Pairs, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so what's the budget for this?
So this would be a pretty expensive show to run.
Well, you need a private jet. That's
you need a private jet.
Cost you a lot there.
Oh, could you run the show without a private jet? If you were to walk someone through an airport blindfolded with earplugs,
so I think
people would ask questions,
right? I think we're running into a liability issue here at the outset. To essentially kidnap people unless we make them sign a waiver that says we're allowed to kidnap them and take them into whatever
they'd
country.
They'd be, saying they agree to be kidnapped, essentially. Right?
I'll have to check with legal.
They agree to the show, like they could even know what day they're going to be kidnapped to make sure their schedule's clear.
They will willingly walk on the plane, but then they will be blindfolded and not know where they land.
It's funnier if they're like pulled out of their bed at night, though.
No, I don't. Okay, so how do you foresee this? How long do you think this will actually take once they're dropped in the middle of nowhere or somewhere?
I guess that's the issue. We're assuming there'd be quite a bit of content of them like wandering around trying to figure out where they are.
But no phones?
No phones, yeah, absolutely
so
not.
they have to talk to people?
I guess the issue is like if they just walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, where am I?" and they answer, the whole show's over.
Yeah, wait a minute. Big flaw.
Yeah, so it might be better if
they
they're
don't
dropped
talk.
in countries where they can't speak the language. That would probably be better. Or maybe they're not allowed to talk to people.
We should drop some people in Quebec.
Yeah. Well, I must be in France.
Where they speak French and the middle just gets France.
Yeah, Quebec City. That would be kind of confusing. Looks a little European. So do you like this? This sounds like
I think it's
that
really
could work.
fun, but the concept is great. It's amazing. I just think the feasibility and the kidnapping part, we might have a little issues floating this.
Well, we could just
corporate.
fake the show.
We could just fake it.
Yeah, it could just be scripted and you pretend it's real, like most reality shows.
Okay, who would you cast? Who's on season
well, I mean,
one?
Sophia and Tyler are really good at it on the computer. I'd like to see them try it in real life.
They could be the leads.
they could be the pilot episode, and then we'll see who else wants to get involved. I know there have been YouTubers who have applied to be on The Amazing Race, so I feel like it would attract the same sort of
Tyler
crowd.
Oakley.
Yeah, Tyler Oakley was on there. I think the DeFrancos went through the audition process, but I don't think they actually got onto the show.
Okay.
But like, yeah, that's a hugely popular. Is that still on The Amazing Race?
I don't know.
That was a pretty big deal. It's kind of like riffing on that in a way.
Yeah, but I like this concept. It's not bad. I would lose.
Yeah.
Because I have seen none of the world.
Yeah, you haven't traveled anywhere. You wouldn't recognize anything.
If you drop me in Canada, I'll recognize it. Presumably. Well, no guarantees. It depends where in Canada.
Okay, so this gets the green light.
I mean, I'll take it to upper management, but I'm not sure if it's going to pass the
Upper
executive
management,
board.
you're Susan.
Oh, whatever.
All right, enough of that one. You got another one, Simply?
Yes. My next one is, okay, you know how YouTubers, oftentimes there will be a conflict between two YouTube channels or two YouTube people. But they use their channels to kind of showcase the conflict. And then one person makes a video arguing that this person did whatever, and then the other person makes another video adding more context, and then it just keeps going on forever. And then the audience is like, is this all manufactured? Is this for views? I don't know who to listen to because now there's new information, and now we have 12 YouTube videos to watch.
I feel like there's been a lot of this lately.
Yeah, but it's not new.
No.
It's just how things go here. I think, wouldn't it be interesting, is if once this started to happen, and this behavior was flagged, that YouTube called it in and said, okay, YouTuber A and B, we're going to bring you in to Creator Court. It's the YouTube arbitration series, where YouTube acts as an intermediary, wow, I can't speak, or
an arbitrator?
An arbitrator or a mediator, whatever word you want to use.
Okay.
And these two YouTubers need to hash it out in person, live, on demand, head to head, in person. Yes, because I think what is most annoying for audiences is that like YouTuber A will, say a bunch of shit, have their own receipts, but like conveniently leave out a bunch of stuff that YouTuber B would bring light to, and then it goes back and forth literally indefinitely. And that is just so frustrating, and it achieves nothing. There is no conflict being resolved, and it's just creating more chaos and monetization and views.
Yeah, because the people who make this conflict resolution isn't the goal of these videos, right? It's to make as much money as possible off of
and
any
I don't
YouTube
like
drama.
it. And I want conflict resolution, and I think YouTube could. Hey, I understand YouTube wants to monetize content. That's how they make money too. But what if YouTube was the one monetizing the arbitration? So there's one judgment day.
Okay, so what does an episode look like? You pull two creators into a room.
Yes.
What happens?
they need to be in the same physical space. It needs to be live streamed because we want live audience questions, and the pressure's on. And there needs to be a third party, an impartial party from YouTube, but also maybe someone who is a professional in the world of like therapy. A mediator.
Therapy.
Or a mediator. No, a mediator. So I'm thinking, like, if you're thinking of a couple going through a divorce and there's an arbitrator, you need someone there to kind of, like, understand both sides. So, and someone who can keep the peace, most importantly, because we don't want yelling or screaming. We don't want fighting. I'm not trying to encourage a boxing match, although that could be another idea. We can touch on that one later.
Okay.
But I really think that, like, the second you put someone in a confrontation up against someone else in person, the tone changes. And I think we would end up with more peace if you just put these people together in the same room in a safe space and didn't make it all about like YouTube drama back and forth, and I'm in control of my content on my channel, so I'm gonna be the winner now. You know what I mean? If we remove that from the equation and you put people face to face, I think we'd have a different, more peaceful outcome.
Okay, so it's kind of like Judge Judy. Two people arguing their case. It's entertaining. I think there needs to be like consequences, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the arbitration needs to be binding. So the person who
they're
loses,
not allowed to make any videos anymore about this drama.
If it's, you know, Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas arguing about whether or not they're friends, because apparently that's a thing you can make a bunch of videos about. If I argue that to arbitrator Rosanna Pansino and she decides you were friends, then they're not allowed to make videos arguing the other claim anymore.
Exactly. I like it. So there needs to be a verdict, and the verdict is final and binding. And you can't make any videos around that content again because the decision has been rendered.
So I think the arbitrator is a very important role in this process. It needs to be someone people trust.
Or someone that changes from week to week.
Oh.
Like judges, they change. You don't always get the same judge. But there could be a panel of judges, and you could decide maybe the best judge suitable for this case. Someone who has a little bit more insight on maybe the topic that is being disputed.
Okay.
Like, it shouldn't be Susan.
No.
I don't think it should be Susan. We'll leave her out of this.
I'm Susan.
You're Susan. It shouldn't be you.
I like this idea, yeah. I don't know what to add. I would totally fund this. I don't think this would even be an expensive show necessarily.
No, that's the thing.
I think you would just have trouble getting people to agree to participate because, like we've sort of already established, the people engaged in these petty conflicts.
They're actually scared of the other person in real life.
No, but they're doing it for money. They don't care about who's right or wrong, I think, most of the time.
Oh, there'll be a rev share.
Oh, then I don't want to reward these people.
But YouTube will make more than they do.
I almost wish there was, like, I don't know how you do this. And yeah, we get it. YouTube wants to make money too. They make money off of these conflicts that lead to a lot of views.
But like, that's abuse of it. I feel like you're allowed to voice your opinion on something that happened to you, or you want to make a statement because someone else is calling you out. Totally fair. I'm not saying we should cancel people's ability to speak about something that happened to them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this kind of just goes on forever sometimes, and it's just like causing more shit, and it's doing more harm than good. And that's when the YouTube arbitrator court needs to be called in.
Yeah, and I almost wish, like, I know there's a space for valid commentary, but, like, what you see when there's this sort of drama online is, like, there's the people involved making videos about it, but then there's, like, a whole creator economy of people who just make videos about other people's, like, petty gossip and drama that is just like, gross and not good for the YouTube ecosystem. I'm surprised there hasn't been more consideration of just, like, I guess a lot of that content does get demonetized, and I'm actually not sure that's a bad thing.
It depends on the content, though. Like, I don't think those channels are just demonetized because they're talking about other creators. I think they're demonetized when the topic is, like, about an assault or is sensitive or whatever. Sure. Then yes, but...
Or, like, harassment or bullying, right?
Yeah.
Where's the line there? Because you should be able to make commentary videos. Anyway, this got a lot less fun. Okay, back to your idea.
We're trying to have fun. This is a joke podcast, by the way. Like, I'm not actually trying
to... You're not actually pitching me?
Although, I'm trying to... Okay, this is my thing. I am a problem solver by nature. I'm a logistician, according to my personality test, and I always want to find a solution. So I recognize that people are going to have disagreements, especially on the internet. And it's a lot easier to disagree with other people on the internet because you can just keep going forever. and there's no real conversation happening. It's just a back and forth that's endless. So I'm trying to resolve this by bringing everyone together in person and putting an end to it, and hopefully finding a peaceful solution. That's my goal.
Okay. I don't think you'll find people participating who actually want to agree to anything.
Because no one wants to debate anyone. Got it.
Well, no, they just want to make more money off of making videos people are going to click.
They also don't want to be called out. They don't want to be put on the spot. Because they know there's a hole in their story.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care.
You're overthinking this.
Okay. Sorry, my bad for overthinking it.
Oh, right. You mentioned boxing.
Yes.
Christine, Susan.
Yes.
Here's my second pitch.
No violence. Advertisers,
well,
be careful.
Okay, well, just...
Okay. We have some white matter and gray, brown matter. It's not perfect, but I didn't expect it to be. So now I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Try to clean up just a couple of these little edges. Nothing too crazy. She says before she seals her fate of having to repaint everything another color. That's not gonna work. What brush do I need? Go. Alright, and I missed a spot over here. There we go. Need more water. What's funny is I use my watercolors like acrylic and I make them real thick, and then I use my acrylic like watercolor by thinning it down a lot. That's just how a RAZ do. Doesn't always work though. Okay. I'm gonna clean up the rest of all this, then I'll roll the time lapse again.
Wait for the idea first. Boxing is big on YouTube now. A lot of YouTubers think they're boxers.
So I've heard.
YouTubers is TikTokers. Those guys aren't even getting paid, apparently.
The TikTokers? Oh yeah,
Just
the
the
app doesn't
TikTokers.
pay them.
Well, yeah, we've had like companies put on boxing events that involve social media celebrities. And the most recent one that was put on, it sounds like people haven't been paid for it, at least yet. There's like some auditors involved and stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of money to be made, presumably like just having YouTubers fight each other or social media celebrities.
Because we all want to watch.
But like, I'm not so interested in that. Like, we're already like watching people who don't know how to fight, right? So I'd rather make it a little more interesting. So you know how sometimes you put up a YouTube video and someone says something mean to you? Like, you're ugly, you have horse girl hair.
Who says that? Like in the comments?
In the comment section. You see some mean comments sometimes.
Yeah.
So for my boxing event, I want to take YouTubers, you find the people who wrote those mean comments, and you put them in a ring together.
Box them.
Yeah.
Can we have like verbal boxing?
No, fighting.
I don't
You
like
get
fighting.
to fight the mean comment section.
But what if it's not a fair fight? Like, what if you put me
It shouldn't
up
be a
against
fair
like
fight. That's what it
a
should
6
be.
foot guy? That's not fair.
No, we need to find you would have to make it so it's easy for the YouTuber to win. And maybe someone fights on your behalf.
That sounds a little biased.
There was famously a show, I think it was on MTV back in the day, called Bully Beatdown, where some kid would be like, oh, I get made fun of because I have acne or something, and there's a bully in my school who's mean to me. And so they'd convince the bully that they have an opportunity to like make money like fighting mixed martial arts, but then they'd stick the bully in a fight with like a guy who really knew how to fight. And so every episode was like a bully just getting beat up.
Wow.
I have no idea how this show was like
That's
legal.
terrible. Bully beatdown. Wow.
Yeah, but it's basically the same show, but
Okay.
you mean YouTube comments.
It sounds like you're a creator and you want to take out your aggression on your haters. And I think maybe there's a more productive way to deal with that frustration, Ben.
What is the better way?
Therapy. YouTubers go to therapy. Okay, I understand.
That is a good show idea.
I don't know. I mean,
you can record the therapy
breaking
session.
some ethical boundaries there, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Maybe if I could just improve this show concept a little bit, because I want to reduce the liability. I'm a little worried here.
Yeah.
What if whoever was commenting on your video, if you're the YouTuber, had to attach a video of their face saying said hate comment in order for it to actually post, in effort of trying to maybe reduce the amount of like nonsense hate? Because if you're willing to put your face and attach your name and your real identity to your hate comment, then you really got to mean it.
So wait, right? is this a show idea or a way of discouraging mean comments on YouTube?
I mean, it's multi-purpose here. I'm offering all the ideas.
There's no show here. I'm trying to pitch a show so we can make some money.
Yeah, you're trying to be more flashy, and I'm just trying to solve problems. I get it.
You know what I mean, though? Like, sometimes you'll see a mean comment, and you're like, that person, there's no way they'd say it to the person in real life.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, you know what's maybe more interesting? Like, I don't need to see them fight. But it's almost more like a show.
I just want to see them talk.
No, it's like what's that show, Catfish?
Yeah.
Where, like, someone's pretending
you
to be someone else.
Them.
Yeah, so what if you found someone who's leaving a lot of mean comments on Eva Gutowski's videos?
And then you go to their house
and you track them down and you film them. And you're like, wow, you suck. Yeah. You're the embarrassing one. Right?
I mean, I like it. It's kind of like flipping the reversal. And it kind of like, I'll show you. And maybe that person will think twice the next time before they leave a mean comment. However, I'm not sure that we're gonna, first of all, be able to get everyone who's leaving a mean comment. We're definitely not gonna solve the world's problems with mean comments because there's just too many people to get to. And I'm wondering if we're sending the wrong message. If it's like an eye for an eye.
Well, it means there'd be like endless episodes though. You'd never run out of content.
End. And it wouldn't cost that much, just aside from like flying to their house. What if they're using a VPN?
Yeah, it might be hard to track these people down sometimes. But most people are dumb and are easy to track.
Most people are dumb. Right. Most haters are dumb.
And most people leaving mean comments, like I'm excluding like valid criticism from here. Talking about people who are just like shitty.
Like you're don't a horse girl.
Yeah. My theory is those people just kind of have like those aren't winners. You know what I mean?
What are you saying? They're losers.
I think it would teach a lesson that like for anyone experiencing hate on the internet, chances are the person who is being mean to you is just kind of unhappy. Yeah, like their life.
Great lesson.
Sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people know that, and I feel like all of us kind of know this inherently, but we forget it. Because the next time we see a mean comment, we forget that fact that these people are just kind of, they don't have anything exciting in their life. They don't have anything better to do than hate on us. But it's easy to forget that when you get that mean comment, because now you're just focused on the negative aspects of it and what that is saying about you, rather than what it's saying about them. Mm-hmm. So expose them, says Ben.
I'm sure there's like crazy liability issues in this idea. Just kidding, by the way. Okay, that's not getting picked up by Sue.
One more note on that. We might have some release issues because the mean commenter, the hater, presumably didn't sign up to being on social media or being on a show. So I don't think they're going to sign that release form. So we're going to run into some issues. They don't want to be exposed for being an asshole.
Do they? Because I feel like people would trade fame for... There are people who are willing to be on reality shows and look terrible because they would rather be kind of a little bit famous than irrelevant, right? I think that's the bigger concern with the show.
Is that most people?
That's a concern with a lot of reality shows now in general, right? A lot of people just want to be on TV.
They got to get that FabFitFun sponsorship.
And they're willing to do sort of anything to be on TV. And they don't have any sort of,
like too hot to handle.
Self-respect, I guess is the word.
Oh, you know what would be a funny show?
Is this a third one?
Let's massage it out. Okay. But what if, the Netflix show Too Hot to Handle, where sexy, sizzling hot singles, their language, not mine, join a house and they're told by something that looks like Alexa, but that is actually called Lana, that they're not allowed to hook up, and if they do, their prize money is deducted for every type of hookup they have.
Yes.
And the more intense the hookup, the more money is deducted. This is for sexy hot people who can't keep their hands off of each other, so that's why it's a challenge. But what if you take the too hot to handle concept, but swap out the sexy singles for YouTubers or influencers, and make it so they're not allowed to ask their audience to like or subscribe or otherwise have any calls to action to any of their content. They have to keep producing their content, but they can't ask people to like it. What do you think would happen?
I don't think you're taking it far enough. I think you want to like stick a bunch of TikTok kids in a house and take all their phones away. Not just their phones, take all the technology away. They gotta like churn butter. They don't have fridges. They gotta wash clothes by hand. You know what I mean?
They gotta churn butter.
What a bunch of
yeah. They gotta mow the lawn. They gotta weed the dandelions.
People mow the lawn now.
Yeah.
Just mow the lawn and churn butter. I'm just saying.
Just thinking of like mundane things.
But you know what I mean? Like I think you gotta take away. I think taking away sex from a bunch of
sizzling hot singles.
He's like taking away technology from a bunch of
TikTokers.
TikTok addicted teenagers.
What does that look like then?
It's just a show.
What do? They just dance with no phones?
They're just doing the TikTok dances in front of the mirror. Just crying.
Crying.
I miss my phone.
No. It's not I miss my mom, it's I miss my phone.
Yeah, well, their parents don't care about them. They ship them off to LA to make money at 17 on TikTok, right? Go live in a TikTok house. You don't have to go to school.
Okay, we have some brain pieces. Looking good. Then these will go there. I like it. Let's let them dry. Now, what am I gonna do with these fellas? I should have given them a little brown wash too. Ugh, another hour. My goodness. Wonder nobody tuned in. Okay. Gonna do another kind of brown wash like I did on this to make this look more fleshy. And then I'm gonna pull up some references for a brainstem because I'm not quite sure what all these things are supposed to be. I mean, I don't think anything is colored, but maybe we can emphasize some parts that I might be talking about in the future. So, time lapse.
Or learn, values?
You don't, because their famous influencer said they didn't have to, so they don't have to.
Maybe you give them like responsible parents in that house too, that actually like make them go to bed at a certain time and like do their homework.
And then they go to school for 4 years on my show.
All right, I think there's an idea.
Okay, TikTokers churn butter. Yeah, that'll be the next series.
That's the name. TikTokers churn butter.
TikTokers versus butter.
Oh, that's good. Do you have any more ideas?
Oh,
I'm all out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so do you remember from like 15 years ago, there was Wife Swap? I believe it was on TLC? I don't know. It was where the wife, because it was always the wife that for some reason, two married couples swapped wives, and TLC, the show, would always pick a couple that is like so opposite from each other. Mm-hmm. Maybe like a really rich couple in like the city versus a couple in the suburbs or in the rural area. And then the wives had to swap, and it was basically like them hating the situation that the other wife was in, because
giving them an appreciation
for how good they had it or how much they loved their partner, and
And you're right, the show was really the most interesting when you had like, it's the parenting styles that usually were completely different, right?
Yeah.
There's a really famous episode of that show of like a super religious woman who gets dropped into a household that's like pretty progressive politically, and the religious woman just like loses her mind and starts screaming about how she's like a god warrior and she's being like tested by the devil. It's pretty nuts. You could probably find that on YouTube.
So speaking of YouTube, if we bring this to YouTube soon,
Yeah.
we could do this, but we're not going to call it wife swap, okay? We're going to modernize it.
Well, it's husbands. Just do the guys.
Well, no, that's not modern enough. We're just going to do partner swap.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
There's no gender in this equation.
All right.
Where you take YouTube couples,
Yes.
or throuples, whatever, and you swap someone into the other situation.
Okay.
And it becomes more interesting when you're picking groups that have very different content, right? Because all of a sudden it's not just a couple swap, it's a content creation swap, because when you swap, you're expected to produce content in the other person's household.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's because like YouTube there isn't like the kid element here for most YouTubers anyway, I would say.
We could do it with family channels. We could discuss.
So yeah, I'll swap out with like Austin McBroom, and all of a sudden I'm
You'll
having
have a child.
to exploit his children for views, and he's trying to like help you set up nail shots and streams.
Yeah, so wait a second. Wait. So you'll have a kid.
Oh no, I don't want any part of this. Who would be good people on this though? You're right though. It's mostly about like seeing YouTube couples are often basically in business together, whether they sort of talk about that or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that like, you built an empire on YouTube and I slowly got more involved in sort of helping you out with things behind camera and to some extent on camera. A lot on camera at this point, right?
Yeah, so like what if we swapped with Sophia and Tyler?
Yeah, I feel like that would go fine though, because we're like, we're all
It'd be
friends.
pretty easy. Well, except it would be really hard for me because to make Sophia's level of content it's just too much. I don't think I could do it. It would take a lot of good work.
Too much effort.
Too much effort, yeah.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into a single video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
But she'd have to paint her nails, which she has admittedly said she finds challenging. So she'd have to be streaming painting her nails.
Yeah, but the conflict of the
nail
show
advice.
would have to come from like the discomfort or the change in working with the other partner though, right?
How do you think it would be working with Sophia, as she is such an intelligent woman?
I
More
get
so
along
than
with
I am,
Sophia, I
admittedly.
think.
Okay, so Ben would be totally fine.
Like, I could play the role of Tyler, except I feel like I'd be less. He's like so supportive. I don't know if I could be that supportive.
So are you.
He's just so positive.
You're both.
They're riffing on each other. Hey, Harry Potter reference. Hey, reference to Gilmore Girls. I don't know if I could do that quite as well.
But you do behind the scenes.
I'm supportive of you, but I know how to be supportive of you.
Not Sophia.
I know what works for you. I don't know what works for Sophia.
Well, you'll learn.
I haven't seen the Gilmore Girls.
Okay. I feel like we're very similar in the sense that like Sophia and I are both the main YouTuber, I guess if you want to say, in the relationship, and then our partner very much supports us, but is also a big part of what the fans see and get to participate in.
I think that
So
this example is too similar.
It's too
It wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your Austin McBroom idea. I mean, I hate it, but.
Well, yeah, I would replace Austin, and Austin's helping you all of a sudden. What do you think he's doing?
I wouldn't get much help.
You just try to scam you somehow.
Think all of my charity streams and things I've done for
You
charity
just take
all
all
of a
the
sudden
money?
would just become.
Alright, this is too insider
bad.
YouTube, but I'd love to hear people's suggestions of couples where they could swap.
Yeah, comment down below which couple we should swap with, or maybe don't comment it, but
Just think about it.
Just think about it.
Well.
Do we have any more? Do you have a small one? I have another small one.
You have more?
I
You want
have
to keep
more.
going? Okay.
I have more bad ideas for you, Susan.
Bad ideas.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
In reflecting on this topic, I was like, what could I bring to the table? Because so far, all these ideas aren't really. There's
not
none
good
of them,
enough?
and they're not.
Okay.
But what could, like me, if I were to host something, what could I do if I'm the host of a YouTube show?
Yeah.
So what if we did the 100 Layers show? Where,
Yeah, of course. Why
where
not?
every episode is a new challenge. Maybe there's 4 to 10 different YouTubers participating, and each episode is a different layers of something. So the first episode is obviously going to Polish Mountain. So
Okay.
everyone's got to put on 100 layers of 100 layers of nail polish.
Okay.
And if you don't get it, then you're eliminated.
Okay, you're kicked off the show.
You're kicked off
so it
the
goes
show.
like week to week.
Week to week, yeah. And then episode 2 could be 100 layers of t-shirts. And then episode 3 could be 100 layers of lipstick. And then 100 layers of socks is a good one that I never
Is that a
did.
good one?
That I wish I did. Why didn't I
think
do
that would
100
cut
layers of
off all the
socks?
circulation to your feet. Doesn't sound
We
safe.
can get really big socks. I have some of
You
those.
do have some of those.
Maybe we could do 100 layers of weighted blankets.
Sorry, but get crushed.
Get strong.
Wait, what's it? Don't I want to be kicked off the show? Every week kind of sounds like torture.
I'm the last one standing.
Maybe the show's better if it's like Saw. Like everyone's trapped there, but like to survive the week, you have to do it.
Okay, I like that better.
Being held against
I
their
feel
will.
like me and Mr. Beast would win.
I think he would win.
He would win, I would lose.
I like that you brought up the that was my favorite of all the people who sort of riffed on your idea. Seeing Ethan put on all those t-shirts, and then he got on like a scooter and was like going around the grocery store. That was my favorite 100 layers video. I think.
Good times. I should do that again, or
Should you?
not?
I don't know. It's a young person's game. There's a new
Please get
generation.
no,
There's a
no.
new generation of TikTok kids.
Well, they're doing it on TikTok. I
Yeah?
kid you not.
Are they actually?
There's like 1,000 layers of gel nail polish on TikTok. It's ridiculous. And if you look at the comments, it's all like simply illogical, could never.
Could you?
Or like
Is that a
the
challenge?
top comments are just like, does anyone remember simply illogical? I'm just
Does
like
anyone?
crying as I'm reading this.
We remember simply.
We remember.
We
Good times.
remember. All right. Apologies to Joey Corsefa. We were gonna have him on today, but we ran out of time.
But he was busy dealing with ex-cast members.
No. I just want to say, Joey is such a sweet guy. I know we didn't really get into that business, but like,
I don't really have anything to say.
no.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I
but
didn't end up on the show.
our experience with him is he was always a good guy, you know. And if one person is always at the center of a bunch of bullshit and controversy, it's probably them. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's probably the takeaway.
Yeah.
And that's always the takeaway whenever someone is constantly accusing other people of things and the common denominator is them. Yeah.
Anyways, let us know down below if you have any YouTube original ideas. And I'll tell Susan, and she could take a look at this video and see if she gets any ideas.
Yeah, Susan will be waiting by our inboxes for you. We'll open your email in our next going through my email podcast.
No, please don't email us. All right, everybody. Thank
Happy
you for tuning
Taco
in.
Tuesday! Thanks so much for watching. See
We'll
y'all
see y'all
later.
later.
Bye!
So I was really wrong earlier. There is no hippocampus here. Hippocampus, as I kind of thought, is much more deep inside your cerebrum. So this is not it. This is just the brainstem, and our thalamus is here, and a few other things. I don't know what these things are, unfortunately. And I mean, I just don't know what they are because I don't know my anatomy well enough, but I'm also even looking at anatomy reference here, the wonderful Frank Netter. Look him up. I don't see these things. I think I have a penial body. What is this thing? The interthalamic adhesion. I guess that's where they stick together, maybe. These are not my best pieces. It's all right. We're not going to talk much about the brainstem here. Just kidding. It's important. I'm sorry that my hair is in the way. Well, I know this is the pons. We'll give it a couple striations just to give it visual interest. Why is that so pink? It's fine. I mean, this little guy here, not labeled. The body of the fornix. Oh. Are any of these supposed to be arteries? I think they were painted kind of blue. Like if I remember, I guess I did take pictures of this before I painted it, but I'm not gonna reference any of that. Because in all honesty, all this stuff is just beige in real life. There are no colors. This is going to be so good for drawing reference though. I was trying, or I am making, to make, or I'm trying to make, or I was making a life-size model of a brain made out of wood that I was carving myself. Maybe I'll put a picture of its current state. No, I won't. Not until it's done. Yeah, but I started that earlier this summer and was super in, like this one day woke up and was like, I want to make a brain out of wood. As one does, and I just went for it. Bought a new tool, multi-tools. Oh my gosh, coolest thing ever. Great investment. Highly recommend. But then, you know, other things in life. I did my closet this summer. Just had to be done. And I've been wanting to make some neuro-y, psychology-ish videos since like April, I guess. It's now July 6th. Summer is fading away, as it does. Such a tragedy. I wish summer was in like fall or the winter. It's too freaking hot. I hate the heat, and now everybody's freaking melting. Canada and like Pacific Northwest, they just had this ridiculously dangerous heat wave. Are they still in it? I don't think they're still in it. Thoughts and prayers. I retract that. I'm sorry. So yeah, making my wooden brain. Just got distracted by, you know, life, and I just haven't finished it. Honestly, it's because I got the gist of it, like the main shape of it done, and now it's really about making all of the little details, and makes me nervous. I don't want to mess it up, so then I just don't finish it. One day I'll finish it. I just don't know when that day would be. Maybe one day, if somebody watches this in the future, there will be a video somewhere of my wooden brain. Okay, there are a couple things here that are kind of still blue from the original paint. I don't know what they were going for here. Again, maybe it was some sort of a vein or an artery, but I don't like it. I'm going to paint over it. Now, whenever I do something a little too dark, I just go back with water, because acrylic, it's not forever. It's not like watercolor that you can go back to it whenever you want, but acrylic has quite a bit of leeway, playtime, I guess. If you put something on, you're like, oh crap, I don't like that. Just like really get it wet, and then you can usually kind of scrape or pick it off. But you might also pick off something that you do like from underneath if that wasn't totally dry yet. Okay. I'm reaching the end of my interest in this. And I have been doing this for the last few hours. I'm going to attempt to edit later. Why am I talking about this? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. Okay. I'm fairly pleased with that. I want to lighten this up just a little bit. So see, this is still mutable. It's a word I really like to use, which just means it's changeable. So this is still a bit mutable. I can still kind of hit it with enough water, especially because this is like some sort of a plastic. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could scrub all of this paint off with a sponge and some soap even now, but it's been a little bit dried. A little bit more shading in there. Oh, this side is very purple. Let's try to even that out then. Give the other side some purple. So this is my strange technique for painting a brain. What's yours? How many people out there have painted a brain model? Okay, I'm gonna let those be. I'm tired of playing with those. Now, these things. This is way too purple, honestly, for me. This looks a little silly, so I'm gonna repaint them completely with, excuse me, something that will still be purple-ish, but not that purple. Let's get some more yellow here so I can make some kind of brownish purple is the goal. Grab some of that, more. Anytime I grab a little bit, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna need more of that. You don't want to run out in the middle of it. It is already like 6:45. Crazy. Okay, what we got? That's better. That's more realistic. It's kind of like a brownish purple. Now, as far as the cut on the inside, though, the uvula of the vermis of the cerebellum? I thought the uvula was only the thing behind your throat. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna paint it the way that I think it should be painted. Oof. Just feel a little off all of a sudden. That looks a little bit more natural. Still wish they were a bit lighter. Maybe I'll do a wash over them again, like I've been doing. Once they're dry. Oh no, I just realized. I should have painted these to begin with, so they would have been dry by now. These are a little bit harder to find a way to hold that doesn't touch the paint. These look like just chunks of meat, don't they? Some red meat. Hand got itchy all of a sudden. The best things about acrylic is that it scrubs right off, so I'm not worried about any of that. And for anybody who likes to paint their nails, you could use acrylic paint. I mean, after you put the layer of real polish down and then seal it with a proper nail polish top coat, you can paint your nails all the live long day with acrylic paint, and it's a lot easier than trying to use polish, in my humble opinion. Okay, gotta put these aside to let those dry properly before I finish. Now, do I need to do anything with you? Oh, I see some thingies I need to fix here. Okay, put that aside. So I missed a little bit here. It's not the right color. Oops. A little bit more of you. Lighten that up. No. It's not the right color, but okay. Alright, gotta get in this crevasse here. Because there should be shadow. I guess there is shadow, real shadow, but it's not enough. I want it a little bit more dramatic. Okay. And to again make things look all blended and cohesive, I put it everywhere. Oh, I think that's the... Is that the hippocampus in there? Is that what they were trying to do here? Wait, I'm getting confused. No. Hippocampus doesn't go down like that, does it? They did put the hippocampus in there, I think. I mean... I think it is. The bottom part of it. I'm looking at references again. Oh gosh, I got paint on my computer. I think that is what that is. That tracks. I guess we just don't have the rest of it. Okay, I am going to actually paint that a slightly different color just so it sticks out for future references. I'm gonna paint it like a purpley color. Again, these are not real colors in the brain, but they help with learning. So we're going to take those couple little liberties for the sake of learning. Pretty sure this is the hippocampus. Gosh, I hope so. Earlier I was already saying that the hippocampus was somewhere else. It's because it's one of those structures that's like deep in there. You have to peel off other layers to kind of see it. But this must be. I don't know what else this could possibly be. I'm probably blocking this. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit more purple. I don't want it to be super red because then it'll look like maybe it's an artery or something. And it is not. It is the hippocampus. And fun fact, here's our epidemiology? No. Oh my lord, what is the study of words? Entomology? Etymology? Etymology. Anyway, the word hippocampus means horse, or seahorse in hippocampus. It sounds Greek. Which one is it? Let's see. Yeah, hippocampus, seahorse. If there's a k sound in it, it's probably Greek. Okay, is there one on both sides? There is! That's great. My leg. Oh, I'm so sore. Worked out good yesterday. My tuchus, my gluteus maximus, minimus, all those things are nice and sore. It's good. It's good stuff. Oh, it's really hard to see in there, isn't it? Oh, see, I'm going to start to master this. Cool. This is harder to paint for some reason. I guess they positioned it a little differently. There's another little structure there of something. I don't know what it is. Too specific for me, I guess. Oh, how am I gonna get this? Just remembered I was supposed to darken all this up too. Oops, sorry. We will get there. Well, that's great. We're gonna need that hippocampus for education. Don't love the way they look. Let's I should stop watering down my paint. Let me go in there with another little brush. Whew, I'm tired. Yet we continue. Alright, now let me darken this up a little bit. More yellow. Oh, this just to give you an idea of how it is that I paint. So here's my lovely palette. This is totally dry, but I'm just like, come on! Come on, there's a little bit of dark stuff still in there. There we go. You see? It activated. Bring it over here. Yeah, half of this stuff is dried. That's why I don't have a proper artist palette, because I don't clean it and it's really hard to pick off. Okay, just gonna get in here a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit of shading on. Yeah. Ah. All right, that is good enough. Good enough for me. It's good enough for me. It's good enough. Okay. Those aside again. I think that's fine. Now we can work. It's still a little bit sticky, but that's okay. I'm not quite sure what they were going for here with these little lines, but I get paint in my nose. So there's like some tiny little like grooves. I think that was supposed to be like the little convolutions. That's what I'm going to treat them as. And then we're basically going to kind of redo the way this looks here. It's kind of the way it's supposed to be. There's my tiny brush. Okay, so I should paint this white again, just a little bit more. Which means I'll have to let this dry again for a minute. Oh no, we got some yellow in there. Lovely. Now, man, I'm gonna make this brown color again. Grab my yellow, grab my purple, mix it up, mix it up. That's not the same color, but I'm not getting more of this dang purple. Okay, maybe I will. Ugh! Ah, so sore. It's only getting worse. Okay, get that back in there. And a little bit of white. Okay, let's see if this works. Ugh. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just gonna try to paint a thin little line. Can't remember if this is the case or not, but these are, it's kind of like the white matter and the gray matter. Same little edge of stuff, I think. This is not looking very pretty, and this is still a little wet. Of course it is. Is this one more dry? Nope. It is not. I need smaller brushes. Like I'm holding my breath. Almost done. I think after this part I will consider it finished for what I want to do at least. Kind of brain like. I was about to say, why don't they take the time to actually paint these nicely? Oh, maybe that's why it was $50. But even the super fancy expensive ones, I don't know if they're hand painted and look all fancy and pretty. I'd kind of wager that they're not. I mean, they might be better painted. They might be painted better. Why has my language just dropped out on me? Yeah, they might paint it a little bit nicer than my little $50 thing here, but honestly, the bones of this, I mean, the matter of this, the gray matteriness, there's a joke there that I ruined. Anyway, this $50 little brain that I will link down below somewhere on Amazon, worth it. Again, because it's hard to find little things like this. I'm always looking for little brain models. Honestly, the best place to usually find them is like in the kids section. It's like, oh, these aren't like fancy things. These are just for little kids, and they're a lot cheaper. And to me, fairly respectable. I mean, I don't know if you can be teaching some sort of an anatomy class with these. I don't need to. Hi, kitty. You hear that big thunk? That's her jumping down with perfect grace. Eating. And that is Griffin grumbling. I think she woke him up. Griffin is my pooch. He's an old pooch. He's on his way out, sadly, but he's still kicking, still living his best life. Oh, I feel the end in sight. That looks okay. Looks better from a distance, actually. This looks fine. Alright, let's just do the same thing with this. I can do the whole perimeter. Okay. I wonder if I could paint it even a little closer. More details. Still figuring out my recording camera setup. See what's best, most interesting. Maybe nobody needs to see my face. You just want to see me make the art stuff. Maybe you don't care about the art stuff. You just want to look at my mighty mug. I don't know why that would be the case. Okay. That is good enough for me. I'm just going to clean up the edges here. Got a little bit of that paint on the edge. Gosh darn it, of course, it dries out on me by the time I need it again. In there, clean that up. I don't want to see that edge. Looks really good. I'm gonna repaint this just a smidge because I don't like seeing all those brush strokes. My little seahorse. I think it must be the hippo part hippocampus, hippopotamus. That must be the horse part of the word. Anyway, okay. Most everything, I mean, everything is still a little sticky because acrylic, it dries pretty quickly to like this. Dries pretty quickly to the touch, but it's still a little bit wet. But either way, can't help myself. And I want to put it together. So those two together. And how do we, I forgot how to assemble this. Okay, I'm actually going to have to let it dry by itself. But for the sake of everybody who's dying to see it, it's really me who's dying to see it. I'm going to put it all together. And you two, oh my goodness, this is a funny little puzzle. No. 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 Okay, wait. They go like this. There we go. Look at that! What do y'all think? Ooh, I don't love that edge there, but it's fine. I need to let it go. No, I can't. I'm just gonna do one quick little wash again. Just to even it out a little bit more. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, get that wash going. Some of that white got on the outside. I don't like that. Be very careful doing any scraping and picking because you will take off all of the layers. Make sure that's not horribly messed up now. I messed it up a little bit. Clean that off. My brain fell apart. Come back together. Okay. Well, would you look at that? Here is our finished result. I think this looks a lot cooler oops, than the way it came. It's a little bit of a time investment, but in my opinion, worth it. Here we go. And here is a nice sagittal cut right there. I want this also evened out a little. Well, that's not going to do anything if I wipe it off. I know. Oh, I didn't paint those magnets, or they just came off already. It's fine. Isn't that fun? I love it. I'm so much happier about it this way. Isn't that great? Oh, let's see. Put a little bit under there. Still working out my camera angles. Isn't that fun? I am very pleased with this. It looks a lot more realistic and natural to me, and that's what I wanted. Sweet. All right. I'm gonna now take it all apart so it can dry properly. I might even mess with the brainstem just for a second because I don't know when to quit. Just don't like how flat it is. It's just, and by flat, I mean, just me, it's like all one color and it's a little boring. A little boring. Just gonna add that, just a something. And then, if I remember correctly, there's like kind of some striations in the ponds. I'm just gonna kind of do that a little bit. Oh, I see them actually. I think they're even kind of made onto this. Okay. Spit is a useful tool in art. Oh, one last kind of emphasis here. Do this Really get that corpus callosum popping. It's actually very white in real life. I mean, most of the brain again is just like a beige and white, but corpus callosum in particular is just really band of white stuff. Okay, get that there, that there. Tight. All right, I'm gonna finally leave it at this. Here is my brain, and I'm gonna let it finally dry. I'm gonna stop messing with it because knowing me, I'll go at it forever. Take it all apart and let it properly dry. All right, that was a long experience. If anybody actually watches the live stream, amazing, good for you. Hopefully you're watching a nice, clean, edited version of this that's more entertaining. Stick around for more. Come back for more Cerebraphile with me, Ms-RAZ. I hope to see you again. Be peaceful, be present, be grateful.